Good morning, Cornerstone. Good morning. Not bad, not bad. It's important, isn't it? Because today is a special day. It's the start of the new month. The sun is out. It's the start of the new connectional year. And of course, it's also the start of our new church, Cornerstone. So, welcome to you all today, this morning. Welcome to our friends in St Andrews, and welcome to our friends in Partridge Green, because through the wonders of modern technology, cross your fingers, we're all connected this morning. And welcome too to our distinguished guests. Welcome to the leader of the council, Councillor Dr. David Skipp. It's nice to have you with us this morning, and his lady wife. Thank you very much. And also to Richard, who is the Horsham Churches Together representative at our meeting this morning. So welcome, Richard, as well. Our service this morning is going to be led by our own ministers. That's Gavin here, and Sarah at Roffey, and Sue Conroy down at Partridge Green. And the sermon is going to be given by another distinguished guest who's with us this morning, Dr. David Hinchliffe, who is the district chairman. It does occur to me that if you're going to be a chairman, you've got to be named David here. That's good, isn't it? Good biblical names. So before we start our service, let's just bow our heads for a moment and sit quietly and reflect on all that has been and all that will be in our new church. Let's pray. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And let me just echo Peter's greeting. Good morning, Cornerstone. And hello to you guys at Partridge Green and St Andrews. And it's really good to be here, finally. It's taken a while, but we've got here. So let me just kind of tell the story so far, more or less, before we get underway. 247 years ago, 247 years ago, it all began in someone's dwelling here in Horsham, February 1776 to be exact. Things plodded along until 1832 when this chapel in its original form was built, and the work continued to grow in the Wesleyan tradition of the Methodist movement. In 1878, Star Road Mission Hall was opened, and that work was begun in the primitive strand of the Methodist movement. There were other expressions of the Methodist movement in Horsham. There was a chapel in Rusham's Road, which closed in 1911, and it's not there anymore. And there was one in East Street, which closed in 1933. But the East Street Chapel is still there, and it hosts the Christian Life Centre, which is one of the independent churches in Horsham, also part of Horsham Together. The London Road Church itself was instrumental in planting a number of chapels in the surrounding villages, with Partridge Green being erected in 1906. So the work developed and grew, sometimes fell back, but in other ways went forward again. Such is the way of things, as the writer of Ecclesiastes tells us. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There's nothing new under the sun. I guess he was a little bit of a depressive, but I think it got it a little bit right there. Indeed, what is the three churches seeking to engage with, be relevant to, and to serve their local communities, that they seek to be faithful to the call to be disciples of Jesus. More recently, in the middle of that seeking to be faithful, two things happened that fundamentally altered the landscape on which we were operating and became a catalyst for something new to emerge. Firstly, the pandemic. COVID-19 turned the world on its head for a moment. Yet, long enough for us to discover a fairly fundamental element of our divine DNA. At every level, we were never meant to go it alone. We discovered new ways to share resources, keep in touch, meet across the miles, and we built new friendships, shared common concerns as we journeyed through the challenges of COVID-19. Then, as if COVID wasn't enough, we were confronted with a ministerial resignation that radically changed the staffing landscape and brought the three churches together under a single ministry team, myself and Sarah. As all of that unfolded, it became clear that if we were going to be true to our calling and sustain the mission across the three churches, some fairly radical change was needed. And so began a conversation that unfolded over the past 20 months and brings us to this moment today. Going back to the reaffirmation of our divine DNA being about belonging, partnership, and sharing together in God's mission, we envisioned an opportunity to merge three churches into a single leadership and administrative structure in order that we might release resources, both human and material, into God's mission field here in Horsham and Partridge Green. So, as we arrive at the culmination of that process, we have the new Cornerstone Methodist Church, a new chapter in the shared ministry of the Methodist community in this place, a new beginning built on the foundation of 247 years of faith and discipleship. So, as we step over that threshold into the next 247, most of us won't be around for that, or will we? Let us turn to God in anticipation and expectation as God sets us on this new journey in faith and discipleship. Our call to worship. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God. It is he that made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever and ever, all generations. We stand as we are able, and we join together in our opening hymn this morning, 470, in Singing the Faith, Lord, for the years.